I asked LinkedIn, and LinkedIn wanted to know my thoughts, apparently, on the future of hybrid, virtual, in real life events. I think the whole thing's a little bit up in the air at the moment. Lots of people have opinions. I have an opinion. I'm sure it will change over time. So before, or during COVID rather, during lockdown, obviously everything went fully virtual. Whether that was, training, networking. I mean, we did awards dinners and all sorts virtually. And post-COVID, obviously, that's changed. So the thing that happened immediately was obviously there was a big kind of bounce back into events, into real-life events, or in real-life events. And I'd say most of those, if not all of them, were hybrid. People were working from home, not necessarily coming into the office every day. There was still a feeling that perhaps some people were isolating or had people at home who were vulnerable. So everything was hybrid, which is great for accessibility and that kind of thing. But we're seeing now that more and more companies really want their staff to come back into the office. So we've seen quite a slowdown in hybrid. That's not to say it doesn't happen, but people are being really selective about what they do and how. So, for example, we see a lot of training still happens online. It's much easier for companies to deliver training, monitor it, measure it online. So we're seeing a lot of that. But whereas pre-COVID, you might have training during the day and then a networking thing in the evening, that's now kind of been separated. So we're seeing more and more people doing, training online, but networking in real life, and a kind of combination of those things. So small meetings and conferences and seminars, a lot of that is still on Zoom, it's still online. People are not travelling into London for a meeting with 10 people for 45 minutes. I don't think that will come back anytime soon, if at all. That said, at the other end of the spectrum, we're seeing bigger events, which are really, the organisers are really trying to work hard to get people, back to their events. But actually, people really do want to attend events. I think people really do want to get out and about and go to cool events, but they have to be cool events, right? I'm not going to go into London, like I said, for a 45-minute meeting, but I will travel for something that's really spectacular. And so we're seeing, for example, Glastonbury apparently last weekend just gone, was apparently, the best ever. And it was full, and people are willing to travel for stuff like that. So we're seeing really creative ideas, experiential events, activations becoming bigger, better, more exciting, and also things like online sports. I think we're going to see a big that come into our kind of world in a big way. I'm talking about sports that maybe you don't necessarily see on BBC or Sky Sports. I think you're going to be able to watch that on the internet. I mean, we already watch TV on Netflix, less so on BBC. We want to be able to, to choose what we watch and when. So I think we're going to see a lot more kind of outdoor broadcast, and probably a lot less kind of hybrid events, or fewer hybrid events. So that's my thoughts. I might be wrong. Let me know what you think.